So I wanted to make this video as soon as possible, and I wanted to talk about my brand new Nintendo Switch game, since yes indeed I did get a brand new Nintendo Switch game. And of course you already seen the title of this video, so it's no spoilers at this point. But yes indeed I did pick up the brand new Fire Emblem Three Houses game on the Nintendo Switch. And if you guys know me from my channel, I'm mostly a digital person at this moment. But the reason I actually picked this up, because right now, at least here in the US, if you go to places like Walmart and Target, they're actually selling this game for $50 instead of the standard $60 that Nintendo Switch games go for. So if you want to pick up this game, definitely check Target and Walmart's, because again, they are selling it for $50 instead of $60 that games normally go for. I don't know why that is for brand new Nintendo Switch games, but I guess they're just really trying to compete with other retailers and things like that. But yes, I did end up picking up this game. You'll also know a trend on my YouTube channel. I'm not really a fan of RPGs in general. Do I play RPGs? Once in a while, I will play RPGs, and it's not like I haven't played any RPGs in my life, but for the most part, I don't really go out of my way to play RPGs, because for some reason, RPGs don't really fit my style of games I like to play and things like that. But every once in a while, like I said, I want to play an RPG, and I haven't played a hardcore RPG in quite some time that's actually an RPG with a lot of different elements to it, and this one really fit the bill for me. And you also may be wondering, is this my first time playing a Fire Emblem game? Nope, this is definitely not my first time playing a Fire Emblem game in my life. I pretty much played almost the whole series. Maybe I missed a couple titles here or there, but for the most part, I'm very familiar with Fire Emblem, and I love this series, and this is a series that I actually do enjoy when it comes to RPGs. Fun fact, I am actually a tactical RPG fan, or a grid-based RPG fan, however you want to call these games, but I do love this genre in particular. But one of my favorite games in this style of tactical RPGs, or strategy RPGs, which a lot of people call these games, I am a big fan of Fire Emblem, but I didn't pick it up on day one for whatever the case may be. The only reason I really picked it up is because so many people are talking about this game right now. You guys know this game came out about a week ago prior to me recording this video, and then on top of that, I know my friends actually have this game, and they always talk about this game when I'm talking about video games with them, and they are big fans of Fire Emblem, so I had to see what the hype was about Fire Emblem Three Houses. So let me go ahead and talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I'm not going to go over everything in this video, and I'm not too knowledgeable about this game since this game is so massive. I can't really talk about everything. This is kind of like my first initial impressions of this game. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I got this game, I think, yesterday, and as of right now, I got 8 or 9 hours into this game. I've been super addicted. I may have said this about other games on my Nintendo Switch, or if I didn't, this is definitely one game I've been super addicted to when it comes to games on my Nintendo Switch, or just games in general on different systems. I've been definitely loving the heck out of my experience. I've probably played like 4 or 5 battles at this moment when it comes to this game specifically. I'm pretty far in the story. I am going to tell you what house I actually ended up picking. I think I ended up picking the Black Eagles, I think it's called. Sorry if I didn't get their name right, but I did pick the Black Eagles. I think the Black Eagles is the one on the cover with the girl as the leader, so I did pick the one with the girl on the leader, because I know my friend, for instance, is, I think, whatever the deers are, whatever. I think he's the deer one, I do believe, and I wanted to play something a little bit different than what my friends are playing, so I don't think anyone picked that house, so that's the house I decided to start the game with. And so far, I'm loving my experience with this game. I can't really comment too much of my experience with this game. Now, as you guys know or may not know about Fire Emblem Three Houses, this is really the first Fire Emblem game that really has traditional Fire Emblem gameplay. So if you played any other Fire Emblem in the series, then you'll feel right at home playing this game. But one thing that really does make this different than any other Fire Emblem game is the fact that they do incorporate Half-Life Simulator. Not really a life simulator. I know some people out there are throwing that word out loosely. I wouldn't really call this a life simulator, but it does have part school simulator. That's the best way I can say about Fire Emblem Three Houses. So it has your traditional strategy RPG where you do the normal battles on those maps and you move your units around kind of like chess, and then you do the battles like that, and then half the time you are in a school and you do the school thing. The nice thing about the school in this game is, I know a lot of fans may be wondering, do you have to do the school stuff? No, you don't actually have to do the school stuff. So if you're not a fan of simulators, or if you don't want to walk around to school and do all these little school tasks, you can entirely skip that. But in my opinion, that's like missing half of the experience. And honestly, I don't know how I would feel if you buy this game and did not even do the school simulation part, because like I said, that's half of the experience. Going into Fire Emblem Three Houses, one reason why I didn't buy this right away was the fact that I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about the whole school simulation part, because like I said, that is half the experience. And for me personally, if I was to buy this game and just skip all the school simulation stuff, I wouldn't really feel too happy about this, and I felt like I'd be missing half the experience. But going into this and playing more of this game as we speak, I am starting to really do enjoy the whole school simulation part. Basically what you do is you roam around a school, and basically what you have to do is all these little tasks for your army and for your house, whatever house you pick. For instance, I think the Black Eagles, and as I'm the Black Eagles, I'm doing all these little tasks like training my classmates on my team. I'm also doing these little missions and doing these side quests and things like that. And that's pretty much what you're doing. You're doing these little monotonous tasks. There's nothing too crazy about this task. You pretty much have a billboard and you go around just doing all these different like I said, all these different missions and things like that. Sorry about that, it kind of slipped my mind, but yes, you do all these little missions and things like that, and that's pretty much all you do in the school. There's nothing too crazy when it comes to the school part of it. It's not like you're living a life where you have to worry about like your health or anything like that, or worry about eating or sleeping or anything like that. It's not really like The Sims in any way, but it does have that aspect into the game, and overall I am enjoying my experience. Now when it comes to the core mechanics of Fire Emblem and how does this play compared to other Fire Emblem games in the series, I am just going to keep it real with you guys. It pretty much plays the same as any other Fire Emblem game. I kind of already said that in this video, but that does stand true when it comes to Fire Emblem Three Houses. One thing I do know that they did remove from this game, if you are a longtime Fire Emblem fan, they did move the triangle weapon. I think it all basically the rock paper scissors mechanic that's in Fire Emblem games. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, since you may already know about that, or if you don't know about that, well, anyway, it's not in this game particularly. The one thing about this game, I will have to say, not even playing this game too long, if you're looking for a Nintendo Switch game that's going to keep you occupied for many weeks and has so much content to offer, this game has so much content to offer. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I heard upwards of 200 hours of content in this game, and I think there's 3 houses in this game. That's obviously why it's called 3 houses, of course, but I think each house in this game will take you upwards of 80 hours to complete this. And then I also heard with this game, Fire Emblem Three Houses, you also have a New Game Plus. So if you wanted to play something like a New Game Plus after you actually beat the houses, I think you can do that as well. And there's a whole bunch of post content after you beat each house, or after you beat all the houses or whatever. And then to top off everything, with this game being so massive and having so much to do, on top of that, they are releasing DLC for this game. I think you can pre-order the DLC right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. The only thing bad about it is the fact that it's not currently out on the market, so you will have to wait quite some time to get all the DLC for Fire Emblem Three Houses. I guess the one thing I don't like about this game is, especially if you never played a Fire Emblem game, or maybe you have played a Fire Emblem game in the past, when you first boot this game up, I really did feel like this game was very overwhelming. Not so much the normal battles when we're talking about Fire Emblem mechanics, but mainly the whole school life simulator stuff. I really found it overwhelming, but it does take some time to really learn everything, figure everything out, and then once you actually play it, you start to realize, at least in my scenario, at least with the 8 or 9 hours I played so far, I kind of feel like there's not really all too much to it, and you realize that they're just these little monotonous tasks. Like I said earlier in the video, you go to this bulletin board, you do all these little side missions for people. Like for instance, you can go fishing. I didn't even talk about you can grow crops and things like that, and then also you can teach your students so they can learn levels. You can also go to, I think, a place where you can sing with your classmates and things like that. That's pretty much all you do. It's nothing really too crazy when it comes to that. So overall, my opinions changed when I actually played this game. Like I said before, I was going into this game really thinking I was going to hate the life simulator stuff. Maybe I was going to skip it. Maybe I just felt weird about it. But overall, I'm sticking through it. And most likely, I'm going to continue on playing the game the way the game was meant to be played. I'm going to play the normal Fire Emblem turn-based, or not turn-based, but strategy battles. And then on top of that, I am actually going to do the life simulating stuff, because I really do feel like the life simulating stuff is part of the experience, and I am enjoying my time with this game. Overall, what would I give this game right now? I know it's a little bit too early to really put a score on this for me personally, since I've only played this about 8 or 9 hours at this moment, but every second of this game for me personally, I really did enjoy my experience. Let me talk about the graphics as well now that I'm thinking about this, since I didn't actually touch on that. The graphics in this game aren't anything to write home about. They're not mind-blowing. They're not a game changer, but for what you get in this game, I think the graphics don't even tell the whole story when it comes to this game. Even though this game isn't the best looking Nintendo Switch game, I will have to admit everything else makes up for the kind of subpar graphics in the game. Like for instance, the biggest thing that's a letdown in this game is the fact the strategy maps that you do the battles on don't look all that good. Kind of like the textures look bad. Everything just looks bad. It kind of looks like this game wasn't meant to be played on a TV, because the only way I've been playing this game so far is on a TV, because I want to enjoy the battles. I want to see how the game looks on a big screen TV. And honestly, I gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't even played this game in handheld mode yet, so I have no way to know what this game actually looks in handheld mode. Just keeping it real with you. Like I said before, this is just my early impressions of this game and what I think about this game so far. One thing I think I'm pretty happy about, which they did change in Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I was pretty blown away by, is the fact that when you reclass characters in this game, there's no classes specific to that class. You can pretty much reclass any character in this game to be whatever class you want them to be, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic and absolutely awesome, taking in consideration other Fire Emblem games that I played, like for instance Awakening. I'm pretty sure each class had a specific class you can only reclass them to, and I thought that was pretty awesome in itself, and I'm definitely loving it. Overall, I'm probably, honestly, this is one Nintendo Switch game. I'm not even gonna even second guess myself right now. This is one Nintendo Switch game. I can honestly say I'm definitely gonna be beating this straight through. Am I gonna do all the houses? I don't know, but for the most part, I'm gonna definitely finish at least the house that I'm on, and most likely I'm gonna do the second and the third house, and then maybe do a new game plus, and then probably buy the DLC. I'm that honest with this game because I'm loving every second of this game, and this game is fantastic. Also, this game is one game too that everywhere you look in this game, it really shows that this is one Nintendo Switch game that's worth every penny of $60. Whether you like Fire Emblem or not, we can all agree this game is definitely worth $60, because it's funny, not every developer has the same type of quality when it comes to AAA games, or AAA games for $60, and this game really does show its quality. The art style is amazing. The voice acting in the game is awesome, and I'm pretty sure they have two different types of voice acting in this game. You can do the American voice acting, or you can do Japanese voice acting. Now, the way I've been playing this game is I've actually been playing with the American voice acting on, and honestly, with the American voice acting on, I think they really did a very good job with the American voice acting, because I know so many people who play RPGs in general don't like American voice acting, because American voice acting can be slightly off in a lot of RPGs and things like that. They'd rather hear the Japanese counterparts when it comes to voice acting, but in this game specifically, they did an amazing job with that. The cutscenes in this game are absolutely fantastic. That's one thing you're definitely going to want to play this for, but of course, you probably know that already going into this game. This game is a very heavy story-based game with a lot of cutscenes and a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking and things like that. But overall, I've been loving my experience wholeheartedly with this game, and I'm going to continue to play this game. And so far, this is definitely could potentially be one of my favorite games this year, at least when it comes to Nintendo Switch games, or at least when it comes to my top favorite games of this year. This is definitely going to be on the list, and I have played quite a few games this year when it comes to new releases, so that's very awesome that Fire Emblem Three Houses is definitely a game that I'm wholeheartedly enjoying, but I pretty much knew I was going to like it somewhat because I'm already a Fire Emblem fan to begin with. I just didn't know how the school life simulator stuff was going to rub me the right way or rub me the wrong way, but so far it's actually rubbing me the right way, and I'm actually enjoying my experience with this game, and I can definitely recommend this to pretty much any fan, whether you're a fan of JRPGs, whether you're a fan of strategy games, maybe you're looking for a game with a lot of content, or maybe you just like Fire Emblem in general. This game will give you a lot of content for your money, and you should definitely pick it up. You should not wait for a sale. Nintendo definitely deserves praise for this game, and this game is a top-notch game. If I was to rate this game right now, just based off of what I played, the 8 or 9 hours of gameplay with this game, I would definitely rate this game easily probably a 9 or a 9.5, honestly. I don't know if I would give it a 10, because 10 means it would be a perfect game, and I'm sure I don't like everything about this game, so I don't know if I would give it necessarily a 10, but definitely a 9 or a 9.5. This game blows me out the water. It's amazing. The only downside, I guess, to this game is if you played other Fire Emblem games, this may not change your mind on the Fire Emblem concept, because when it comes to the core mechanics and the core gameplay of Fire Emblem, they really didn't do anything crazy to really change up the formula. It's still Fire Emblem at the heart of this game, so take it or leave it as it is. It's just another Fire Emblem game, but for what it is, it's a flat out an amazing game. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.